So your thoughts and stuff will never amount to everything that's out there, right? So if you were like me, I'm into knowledge and I have books, video courses. You have to use some sort of source to get more ideas. You can't just sit down and start a video like I do. I actually get ideas by looking up stuff. That's sort of an inspiration for me. And when you do that, what you want to do is search for things that you don't know about so you can learn more. If you're interested in art, photography, fitness, whatever you're interested in, look up things, do research. Don't just, go to school or listen to what people tell you. Do some digging, investigation on your own. Knowledge is something that's so valuable. We dismiss it. Like, people who know more, they're not recognized because none of the top people are interested in learning. I mean, obviously we all wish we were genius level intellectuals, but no one's putting that effort to learn all that stuff. So I think that you can't just look up I don't know, physics and have it tell you the most nuanced, detailed, complex thing. There's a lot of secret knowledge or hidden knowledge in different topics, this kind of stuff that you have to kind of find videos where, oh, no one else will tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you this secret. If I don't know, there's some supplement out there that cures this condition, or there's this technique to doing something. All of that gate-kept knowledge is out there, but if you want to find it, you have to search. Sometimes you can look it up and you can just Google search it, and other times it's not available through a search engine search. So but luckily there's AI now. So with AI, it's tricky because AI gets some things wrong, but with conceptual things that don't have a preset curriculum or academics, if you just ask AI an abstract thing, concept, it can actually give you a good answer, basically give you what you want. And sometimes just a short prompt is better because it will generalize, and it will generalize accurately. Now, the problem with a lot of people is they go through life and they want to succeed, they want to do good things, but they're not aware of what they're doing that's wrong, of any of that. like, all of the people who will say that, like, oh, that guy's ugly, or oh, that girl's pretty, like, knowledge is about changing your, knowledge is about changing how you understand the world to be. So, like, if a guy or a girl saw me, guy or girl, notice how I'm saying both, and they said I'm ugly, or they said I'm attractive, or they said this, or that. So, I have talked to girls before. Half of them say I'm ugly, half of them say I'm hot. So, I'm like at that borderline. But a lot of, like quote unquote, not to be insulting, but ghetto, ratchet, like dumb fodder girls will say like, yeah, he's ugly. But a lot of the like smarter, nicer, cuter, usually blonde or brunette girls with like a nice bust, and they're like nice, smart girls, they'll say that I'm like a hot guy, like when I flex. I'm not flexing now, but that would be the weirdest thing though, to walk into a room and say, like, but if I walked into a room right now and had the attention of like 20 people, like maybe 8 of them are chicks, then, you know, by first impression, when you see me, like, what do you think? Like a dude sees me, a chick sees me, like, what do you think? Right, like, so knowledge is about your understanding. It doesn't matter. It's not limited by, like, oh, I didn't learn Algebra 1 properly. Can you deduce that from your understanding? Like, if someone never took calculus, can they learn how to do derivatives? Do they understand rate of change and integrals? The area under a curve, under a graph, the line curve that's graphed. And a lot of the time people are doing math and they get the signs wrong. It's like something is supposed to be negative and they think it's positive, or like they're adding negative numbers to negative numbers, or the parentheses and the division, like even stuff that you learn, you might not know how to use it. Like, I could read a book and not understand what it means, or I could read it and memorize everything, but I still don't know how to use it. Or I could read it, look up the things that I don't understand, practice it, learn the secret applications of it, and then I'm good. Now, you know what else? So, so, there's certain topics that, I've talked about this before in some of my TikToks or IG Reels, but I have more to add to it. So, certain topics that everyone gets wrong, that's actually the exact words I used, I think, but they don't just get it wrong. They get it wrong and they think they know the right truth about it. But the thing is, no one really knows. So it's an example of an ubiquitous ambiguity. So, really worldly common things that are left out in the open. So, one of those things is college a scam? And most people will say it is. A lot of people still will say that college isn't a scam. But, I personally think it is a scam. College is definitely a scam. Now the reason it's a scam isn't because you can't easily find a job after it, or, there's problems with college. No one goes to college and expects they'll get a job after. The reason it's a scam is because it's just not high quality education. Because even if you go to a really good school, they don't teach you much. So that's the main reason. And the other main reason is everything else. Just the general problems with all education. So they don't teach you much. It's supposed to be better, but it's marketed as better than high school. But really, high school is better. High school is 4 years, and you learn a lot. College has some weird stuff going on. Now, why do I say that? Some things people get it wrong. I say that because it's a lot of things, not just college. So, almost everything that we're not doing the right way, we're getting it wrong. So, imagine you're cooking and a chef tells you, do it this way. And you do it that way, and you eat it, it tastes pretty good, but someone else, random, tells you, do this. Don't listen to the chef. And you do it. It's called, like, a secret recipe. It's basically, because cooking has that. Cooking has secret recipes. Not anywhere else. Only in cooking. But cooking is like, you can put so much effort and passion into your cooking, but it still comes out trash. Like, no one will eat it, no one will touch it. You just mixed a bunch of shit together and thought it would taste good. You thought you were being smart, and you just wasted like $30 worth of ingredients. You didn't like season it right, you didn't put it in the right spot, you didn't use the right heat, you didn't use the right spatula, you didn't use the right oven setting or microwave setting, or you didn't let it marinate long enough, or you just overcooked it, or like, cooking is basically what you need to learn if you want to have secret recipes. Because that's what cooking is. You have ingredients, and it turns into a final dish. So, if you want to learn how to make secret recipes for other stuff, you need to first understand the basics of cooking. So, the basics of cooking, as far as I know, though, they don't tell you, like, everything that you need to know. So, when you cook, yes, you have ingredients, you have a pot or a pan or a tray. Sometimes you have to make batter, but, when you cook, though, it's not about, the money or the quality. Sometimes it can be, but usually what the recipe is, okay, one, it's the ingredients. Ingredients is important. But two is how you use the ingredients. And three would be like some other crazy thing that I don't even understand yet. But, it's like you have to give the ingredients first, but you also have to follow up with how to use them. So, if we apply that to something else, you have to know all the possible ingredients, okay? And then out of all those possible ingredients, you have to know which ones are good for this, which ones are good for that, and you have to pick what you're trying to do, and once you know what you're trying to make, then you say, okay, how am I gonna use these ingredients? If all I have is a piece of meat and a potato, I can't do much. The more ingredients you add, the more complicated it gets. What order do you add them into the dish? When do you turn to the other side? How do you season them? Depending on what type of potato, what type of cut of the meat. And a secret recipe for cooking is just that person's secret recipe. It's not the secret recipe. Like, if you wanted to know how to grow on streaming or YouTube, Um, but, but, like, imagine you lost everything. Now you're homeless. You're on the street. What are you gonna do then? Like, when I said earlier that, there are things that we all get wrong, like, it can be because we've never been through it before. So we imagine what would happen and we fantasized and we embellished on what reality really is. But, if you're homeless, living on the street, right, you're not gonna just try to survive. You're gonna be scared. You're probably gonna die. A decent percentage of them might die. If not die, then you just live a sad life. Or you get beaten up and robbed. Or you go to jail for trespassing or committing a crime. But here's the thing. So I want to step back first. I want you to imagine this. You're living a perfect life, and there's nothing wrong, and you commit a crime. You're worse than the homeless person who is living an honest life, but they don't have anything. So the homeless guy, he's doing his own thing, and you're not really being respectful. When these people who come out and say that if they were homeless, there's nothing they can do, or I would never be homeless. Why would I be homeless? Well, there is stuff you can do if you become homeless. It's not the end of the world. There are homeless people who get back to safety, get some shelter, get some food and rest, and they get a job, and they live out of their car or the homeless shelter, or the police take them somewhere where they can stay. There's people who have friends. If you don't have friends, if you have any money or a phone, you can call 911. You can call different phone numbers. If you have Wi-Fi, you can look up help. I'm sure if I look up right now what to do if you become homeless in ChatGPT, it'll give some good answers. But it's not my place to give you advice on everything. I'm more of a fitness, personal development type of content creator. I'm delving too deep into this. But with regard to personal development is not really something that you actively train. It's something that it's a set of rules and understandings that you live by. So if I teach you something new, you'll start incorporating it. You don't just sit down and say, I'm going to practice this personal development for an hour. No, you don't do that. It becomes built into your system of life and how you live. Like, if I tell someone that, extra virgin olive oil is the healthiest food for anti-aging, they won't like sit and just choke it down like, or they could, but they would just drink it every now and then. Like, it's not, usually personal development is little things that you add in to better your life. It's not like life-changing things. I have some life-changing personal development knowledge, pieces of knowledge that I've taught before. But usually it's nothing that, like, you would just do constantly, non-stop. And also, a lot of people say they hate their job, or they have a mean boss, and I don't work, but from what I know, everywhere is like that. So if you hate your job, you probably hate your parents, you probably hate someone at school, or IRL, or online. Like, everywhere is like that. It's just people talk about it more with jobs, because that's a more common environment, the workplace. But that's everywhere, man. Bad bosses, bad teachers, bad parents, bad siblings, bad friends. Yeah, the list just goes on. When you apply things to other things, though, you have to, like, weigh it out. So when I say bad bosses, that is different. It's basically the same in nature, because you have a parent, they're there to supervise you, but they're there to help you. The boss, similarly, a little bit different because you could get fired, but it's the same way. Like, you turn 18, you're still living with your parents. But here's the thing with parents. So, a lot of kids don't like their parents. A lot of parents don't like their kids. Who likes their parents? Comment in this IG reel if you like your parents. And please say why. Because I don't think anyone will. Because it's rare. You know why it's rare? It's because, here's the thing. So, you're gonna have to think for this one. So, kids don't do anything for their parents. You would think, oh, okay, I raised you. You grow up, you're an adult now, and you can live on your own, or you can still hang out here. But kids really do nothing for their parents and show no appreciation. Now, if you show appreciation, your parents should love you, right? But those parents, they don't love their kids that much. Because, like, all of the parents who love their kids a lot are rich. If you're poor, you're constantly stressed, constantly worried. The kids are doing bad stuff because you didn't teach them right. So here's the other thing. If a parent does everything right, almost, the kid can still end out bad. Why? The kid will grow up, and often it's because they weren't disciplined properly, or they were influenced by something negative. So, parenting means you watch over them, you teach them stuff, you help them with stuff, but a lot of parents just neglect their children. Like, not as in abuse, but like in a slighter way. They don't give them love and give them time and affection. Like, when a kid misbehaves so much, the parents get pissed, man. They get pissed and they stop caring what happens. But but the thing that would totally change everything if every parent did this is every parent needs to stop trying to like punish their kids, and every time they're like trying to teach them something, they can't just like explain to them how we would understand, because they're not gonna listen. If they did listen, then you can just literally give them a book teaching them everything, and they'll just listen to whatever you tell them. If it's the type of kid that will just listen to whatever you tell them, just type up like a 100-page ebook and sell it and give a copy to your kids. Teach them how to read when they're like 6 years old, and have them read it all, and have them like start practicing stuff. Like, I talked about this before, where I believe all kids should grow up with a book, and that book should contain all the knowledge you need in life, like stuff from all different sources. You need a piece of like writing like that, so that you don't just like. Cause here's the other thing, like the whole justification thing with like, oh, he's just 7 years old, it's too much for him. Like, if you want to exclude certain things, like college or driving, you can exclude those. But there's a lot that they're ready for right now. Like at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. By the time they're 10, they're definitely ready. But by the time they're like 6 or 7, I think, yes, bro, teach them more. But I'm running out of knowledge, but I don't want to overlap with what I taught on my TikTok just now. I teach stuff most platforms now, because I'm gonna go live on YouTube too later and try to teach more stuff. I'll probably do it on my phone. Yeah, I'll probably go live on my phone after this. And so let me end it, and then I'll go live on my YouTube. So, I'll save some knowledge for my YouTube.